Boy, oh boy, they're going to hate me for what I got to say today. But for those who ain't afraid to hear the truth, let me say this. A woman can love a man and still leave him. Matter of fact, let me direct this at men. Fellas, a woman can love you and still walk out of that door. Matter of fact, she will. If she had to be so unloving to herself to tolerate your love that it made her less of herself, that woman will eventually leave you. And it won't even change the fact that she truly does love you. Because women, they are not afraid of being single. Modern women are not afraid of being single. I don't know what you heard from your granddaddy or great granddaddy that told you otherwise. Oh, but women really love you, man. She ain't gonna never leave you. That was your great grandmama. Much respect to my aunties and great grandmamas and everybody else on up my lineage. But modern women will leave you while loving you. Because love doesn't always have to be in action form. That's the love you think that you're entitled to. But today's women will have love for you and not give you access to receiving the love in action form no more. If you prove that you are not worthy, if you prove that you are not deserving of that love. Share this right now. A lot of y'all be saying, Derek, how can I get more men? Men need to be watching this. There are men lurking your page right now. Share this right now for somebody who lurking your page that needs to hear this. One of those exes that want to spin the block. Funny enough, I just talked about this with my Selfish Season Challenge entry members, and it's already, I only think it's been a week, and they already got exes spinning the block because they're executing on what I'm teaching in the Selfish Season Challenge, which, by the way, that link is pinned at the bottom. But right now, I need somebody I'm talking to tell me if you've ever left a man while you still had love for him. Not that you were still loving him in action form. He could still get access to your body, your mind, conversation, your support, your nurturing spirit, all of that. No. But if you had love and still walked out, still blocked that number, still told him that you don't want to continue on with this, still told him, no, this is no longer a thing. I'm no longer your woman. You can't ask me where I'm going because that ain't none of your business. I'm no longer yours anymore. You go do what you want to do. And the whole time you still had love in your heart for that man, put I down in the chat if you've ever been there. Because they're going to think I'm lying. When y'all share this on your timeline and those men that are lurking, they heard it from you. But they ain't heard it from your big brother. And so they thinking now, oh, as a woman, she's saying, I'm telling you as a man, fellas, that woman will love you and walk right on out of that door. Because the love that she has for herself will eventually override any love that she's giving you that's causing her to be unloving to herself just to stay and tolerate you. And I want to make this clear because, y'all, every time I get on here and I speak the facts, y'all know they're going to get mad at me. You know, people are always going to try to attack me, and that's fine. I ain't saying I'm perfect. I'm just giving you the truth. Hopefully you can leverage my imperfections to learn the same way that modern women have leveraged the imperfections of our great grandmothers and learned that they don't want to be with a man just to say they got somebody. They can be by themselves. They can do bad all by themselves, but they can also a lot of times do much better by themselves. Because it ain't like we over here building houses, fixing cabinets and putting together stuff, fixing cars and stuff like that. No way. It ain't like y'all over here taking such bad care of your bodies. It ain't even like a woman can count on getting in a relationship and getting her back cracked every night the right way. I know I'm already starting. I know. But look, again, I need 10 people at least to share this right now. Because you ain't got to say it. Your big brother going to say it in a way a man can't deny it. But fellas, a lot of women out here got y'all gassed up thinking that you putting it down in the bedroom and all that kind of stuff. And it's really because she love you, that she's allowing those emotional feelings to come and supplement what you're really lacking in terms of not only your anatomy, but your performance. We're not going to make the whole conversation about this, but this is part of the reason why a woman will honestly love you and still leave. Y'all make it easy to leave. Not just from there, but if you can't satisfy her in the emotional aspect, the least you can do is send her to bed with a smile on her face. Y'all ain't even doing that. But we're not going to go down that rabbit hole. I really want to stress the fact that we are not in the 1920s, late 1800s, when our great-great-grandmothers and so on was putting up with great-great-granddaddy's BS, neglect, whatever excuses that he gave as to why he wasn't going to show up for her. We're not in that age no more. Modern-day women are prioritizing their peace, their mental health, their wellness, their legacy. They're creating for themselves, and they know they cannot do that with a man who is improperly loving them. A man who is mishandling them. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm speaking facts, tell me I'm speaking facts. But today's women are not afraid of being single. Today's women are afraid of dealing with a man who doesn't deserve them, and then they have to live the rest of their life with no peace just to say they got a man. Am I speaking facts or am I speaking fiction? Y'all tell me. Am I telling the truth or am I talking nonsense? Y'all let me know. I'm willing to be wrong if I'm wrong. But like I said, we doing the self-season challenge right now. I'm already seeing women in the very first week having their ex spin the block because they're seeing them glow up from the things that I've already taught from my book, Heartache from Heartache to Happiness. They're already seeing it. And as these women are glowing up, they're seeing the value in being single until the right man comes. Don't get it twisted. Don't get gaslit, ladies and fellas. Don't get it twisted. A woman that's happy being single is not a woman that doesn't want love and connection. She's just a woman that has risen the qualifier in order to get love and connection with her. So she's willing to be alone and enjoy her own company, be in her own space for longer periods of time because her standards are now risen to a point where a lot of men can't hang. Just talking about this the other night. So for those who don't know, I do a weekly live chat for those who are in my inner circle. Again, if you get into the Selfish Season Challenge, the link is somewhere. You're able to get into that inner circle for life. Back to what I was saying, the last conversation was about dealing with that fear of being alone, because there are some women who do have a fear of getting back out into the dating scene after spending years in a long-term relationship and it was toxic and they don't want to start over. And so here's the thing for women today, because there's some that don't know now until they come across somebody like me and they get in the Selfish Season Challenge, but some women don't know that if they are reluctant to start over with somebody new or reluctant to go back to just that singleness, that there are guys out here who will prey on that fear or that reluctance to give them bottom tier experiences in a relationship. There are some women who don't know that yet. And the reason why they don't know that is because those women love so hard. They love with like a laser-like focus, like a tunnel vision. So when they get into that relationship, everything is about diving deeper into that connection, making the bond work, which is beautiful. That's what's necessary for a long-term marriage relationship to work anyway. But it confuses the man into thinking she'll never leave, and it can cultivate a fear or reluctance to start that process all the way over for the woman. But see, what I teach and what I'm putting my sisters on to is the fact that if you have the confidence, if you have the willingness to start all over, even if it's by yourself, you're going to put yourself in position to get what you deserve, not just what you can take. The woman who is most comfortable being by herself until the right thing comes along is the woman who has the most power and leverage to get only what deserves to be in her space. And so don't think that because we a lot of times we look at women who are just, oh, I'm gonna be alone, I'm gonna be single. I'm gonna tell you where that comes from. Again, I did an hour-long conversation on this for those that are in the Selfish Season Challenge, so I'm not gonna go fully in depth, but I'll give you top level on this particular aspect. That comes from seeing women who have shut their heart down, women that did love themselves enough to get away from the guy who couldn't love them correctly, but they did not reinvest that love that they have for themselves back into themselves to level up and attract what's really on their frequency. It's a frequency thing. Don't have enough time to get into it right now. Got to get the kids in a few minutes. But the frequency thing looks like this. It's the reason why you feel sick to your stomach when you come around negative people if you are a positive person. It's the reason why you feel sick to your stomach being in close proximity with somebody who you know is shysty, they slimy, even if they ain't did you wrong. If you got a good heart, you can't even be in the presence of somebody that's doing people wrong, being a snake. Put I down in the chat if you ever cut somebody off, not because they did you wrong, but because you saw how they did somebody else that didn't deserve it. Let me know if I'm talking to anybody. Love it. Shella Angel says, I'm listening, Derek. I'm doing the work in the challenge. It's time. Oh, yeah. Hundreds of women have already started taking that challenge. It's supposed to be 15 days long. In the first week, hundreds of women are already seeing the benefits. They're getting their piece back. X is spinning the block. But back to what I was saying, it's a frequency thing. So once a woman establishes that frequency of really being in love with herself and understanding and being aware of what she brings to the table, she will not be able to stomach a man who acts like she's average. She won't. She won't be able to stomach a man who acts like she's average. Now, what does that mean? That means at some point, she's going to say, hey, look, I'm good on this. That don't mean that the love is gone. That's what a lot of us men think. Oh, you don't love me. You know. No. You thought our great-grandmother's love, or you thought that was love that she had for our great-great-granddaddy. Our great-grandmothers had love for our mamas and us and the children. But that love that she had for our great-great-granddaddy really was a toxic attachment. That's all that was. Y'all would be surprised if you really got the truth from your great-great-grandmama about why she stayed or how she felt about your great-great-granddaddy. She hated his guts. She didn't respect him. But she did what she had to do because she loved us a lot of times. Again, whole different conversation. Back to what I was saying. As a woman, You will eventually, if you're tapped into the right resources, if you're tapped into the right community, if you got it in you to love you enough to leave that man, you will. Now, where a lot of modern women miss the mark, and this is where I'm getting the whole part of a woman that we see being single, happy being single, and she don't need nobody, she don't need no man. And a lot of women say, well, I don't want to become that. No, that's the woman that did not reinvest her love back in herself to upgrade for what she wants, compared to a person who knows how to save money but not invest it. Compared to a person that says, okay, I'm gonna put away extra $100 or $500 per month, right? And they can have some money, but you're not gonna really save your way into riches that way. But the person that not only says, oh, I'm gonna save this money, again, I'm gonna stop giving this money to wasteful expenditures, but I'm also going to now invest this into a mutual fund or business or something that's going to turn profit and now quadruple my money. That person is the one that gets riches and wealth. That's the equivalent of a woman that has a selfish season, however she does it, because you ain't got to take my modules. I just know how to get women there because I've seen the results in less than 3 weeks. But however you want to do it, that's the equivalent of a woman that's not only happy being single while being open to love, while wanting love and connection, but says, I'm only going to accept that which deserves me too. Damn me looking at a man that I feel like I could blow his mind, maximize everything in his life. Does that man deserve me? Does what I want deserve me? You see, when a woman is younger, she just looks at what she wants and she doesn't consider what she wants actually deserves her. And a lot of men, we look at the aspect of being what a woman wants because we're used to, again, either great-great-grandmothers or in our initial stages of dating, we're used to these young girls that are naive and they don't know no better. So then we get with them and we're just what they want. And that's enough. That's enough for us to get what we want. And we can get it long-term or short-term. If she's naive, if she has not yet tapped into her full intuition and loving herself, yeah, we can do that. But see, here's the problem. It's like, well, ain't no problem with that then. Yeah, it is, because at some point you're going to come across a real one. And she ain't going for that. You're going to come across a real one. And she's going to love herself enough to leave you. And then you're going to be over here crying in my comment section being mad. Again, y'all share this right now. If you want more men to listen to this conversation, I guarantee you somebody that has fumbled you is lurking your page right now. That's all the feedback I got from those in the Selfish Season challenges. All the guys blowing up their comment sections, blowing up their inbox because they see a difference. Share this right now. Anyway, if you have the frequency, fellas, if you are giving the frequency to your woman who has already risen her frequency, that you think that she's average, that you think she's just another girl, she gonna leave you to go out here and try to find her in these other girls. And then guess what you're gonna end up being? You're gonna be just like these other dudes who out here talking about, I need me a young girl. I want a woman that's young. Man, let me give y'all the game real quick. The reason why guys want a woman that's so much younger, not to say that a man can't have a preference in age or physicality, et cetera, et cetera. I'm just going to say 8 to 9 out of 10 men who want a woman that's much younger. I'm talking about the 45-year-olds who want a 22-year-old, 21-year-old, 23-year-old, that kind of situation. Those men want the version of the woman that was dumb enough to accept who they are right now. They want the primitive version of you, ladies, the real ones, but they want the version of you that couldn't see through their BS. Can we keep it all the way real for a second? And I'm a man. I got eyes like a man. I like a nice looking woman, just like the next man. I'm your big brother. I'm not your guru, expert, pastor, pretending to be on some pedestal. I'm gonna keep it real. The truth is, a lot of men who are looking for those super young girls or girls that are younger than them, still of age, I'm not calling them pedophiles and predators on that level, but they're absolutely looking to prey on their naivete. Men who want women who are 15, 20 years, they're junior, not just in physical age, because that ain't the biggest thing. That's what they hide behind. What they're really looking for is a woman who's 15, 20 years, they're junior in terms of awareness, maturity, and experience. Can I keep it real with y'all? Because when they get that girl, and I'm gonna call her a girl only because she hasn't fully developed yet, because that's the kind that they're looking for. When they get that girl, there's less accountability. There's less communication about what she needs. She may still be people pleasing. There's unwarranted and undeserved benefit of the doubt for that man because he's so much older. Surely he's more mature. And y'all know better. If you over the age of 30, you know better. Matter of fact, if you're over the age of 30, because young girls might be watching this too. Put I down in the chat if you dated an older dude thinking he was going to be more mature, and then you found out the hard way. No, age on paper, age on that birth certificate does not equate to mental maturity. You'll get a dude in his 40s and 50s who's still playing the games that you see guys playing at 17, 18, 19 years old. Still lacking priorities, still indulging in fleshly things, cannot settle down with a choice because they're too infatuated with having options. I'm going to keep it all the way real with you. And if you're getting something of value from this, again, I say this all the time, don't be stingy. Share it right now for somebody on your timeline who needs to hear this. Because ain't nobody really wanting to tell this truth. Men are afraid of being rejected by other men. I don't give a damn. I really don't. Because the men that I respect, the evolved men, feel the exact same way that I do. All men are not bad. I'm not saying that at all. There are men out here who get it, for sure. Men that have mentored me, men that I respect. So I'm not worried about the bro code or whatever. I don't need no bros. I want a network of men that I admire and I respect that have a life where they've been through experiences that can pour into me and teach me something so I can avoid some of the pitfalls that they've had to go to. The same way I'm trying to help some of my brothers out there who are listening, word to the wise, avoid the pitfalls that I've had. Because I'm not perfect, I know what I'm talking about. But back to what I was saying. Fellas, if you're watching this right now, don't get it confused and thinking that woman don't love you. A lot of y'all fumbled that woman's love because you misinterpreted her love. You misinterpreted her love as she can never leave you. She can never live life without you. She can never have nobody else. If she left you today, she would be so broken down, she would never heal. A lot of y'all think that a woman don't love you because you misunderstood the love from a real woman. A woman who has grown, a woman who has matured, a woman who knows herself and loves herself. You got used to the quote unquote love from those young girls who did not yet know who they were. And now you thought that was the definition of love when really, again, toxic attachment and naivete. But let me tell you something. A woman can truly love you, honestly want the best for you. But once she loses respect for you, brother, it's over with. It's clipped. If she loses respect for you, you're not going to receive her love anymore. If she feels like she has nothing to learn from you, you're not going to continue receiving her love. If she feels like the more that she loves you, the more that she's got to lose herself, you're not going to continue receiving her love. If she feels like she can't brag on you or even claim you without a high chance, high risk of embarrassment, you're not going to continue receiving that love. She'll have it for you. It'll be a noun inside her because her heart is full with love anyway. And she still believes that you could possibly be a good dude if you were to make the decision, but you're no longer warranting or able to have access to her love in action form because it cost her too much to give it to you. Am I speaking facts? Am I lying? Y'all talk to me. This is a conversation. Yes, I'm live. Michelle, okay, you get what I'm saying. So again, the reason why a lot of guys misinterpret a woman leaving as she don't love is because they've never seen strength look like that. We always praise our great-great-grandmamas as having the strength to ride or die. Man, that great-great-grandmother, per the circumstances, a lot of times are not being able to survive and get her own and honestly being unaware of her own mental state. A lot of times our great-grandmothers were unaware of their emotional well-being because they were raised by a generation that honestly was all survival. They weren't on love. Talking about slaves, we're talking about indentured servants. So they passed down what they could. Our ancestors did the best they could, but our great grandmothers were not able to live this gold standard of emotional and mental wellness. Well, guess what? They walked so today's women can run. Today's women are looking and saying, hold on, I already see great grandmama and how she lived. I already seen what happened to her. I already seen how things withered away. I already seen how she has so many talents and so many skills and such a great personality, but never got to pursue that because of the man that she was with would have been threatened. I'm not going. Now, today's women are able to elevate because we build and we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us. Unfortunately, men today think they're going to stand on the shoulders of those who are subpar and giving bottom tier relationship experiences and think y'all going to do more of that. A real woman ain't going, bro. All right, hey, look. I'm only telling you this because if you understand this, you won't feel like less of a man. You won't feel like a horrible person because the next step from this is to get in position for that real woman, brother. Is to stop thinking you can buy your way into a real woman's heart. You can just talk your way into a real woman's heart. If you just say, if you talk, keep the part where you talk the talk, that's fine. But align it with what you do. That's all. I'm not here saying it's doom and gloom for you as a man. What I'm saying is you fooling yourself. You playing yourself if you think you're playing a good woman. Because she will leave you and still love you. She not going to hate on you. She not going to try to ruin you. A lot of times, a woman will still love you so much, even though she's left you, that she'll protect you and spare you in the ways that she could honestly damage you. If she was to tell what really happened behind those closed doors, a lot of women will have too much love for you to even do that to you, because they know how that'll really wreck you. Y'all be so consumed in your hurt and pain that you facing the consequences of losing a good woman. You neglect the fact that that good woman honestly could really, really do you bad if she really said what was going on. Y'all be getting spared by these women a lot of times, and that's how the love is still showing in action form. You're just not able to get the romantic love from her. Put I down in the chat, ladies. Matter of fact, because I always ask that because I want y'all to let the men know I'm not just talking out the side of my mouth. Put I down in the chat if you ever had an ex that honestly you could ruin after the relationship was over, but you chose to spare him. You chose not to. You could ruin him. You can mess him up if people knew the ways that he was operating. Put I down in the chat if you really had an ex that you could have did bad, especially if you just felt like if you did him like he did you with what you knew. Okay, so I know I'm not lying. And so with that being said, my hope, my sincere desire, man, is not to see division and see a wedge, but to see alignment. There's a lot of men out here, and I was one of them. I get it. But they're passing up on their full potential as a man because we're continuing to buy into the lies and narratives that preceded us. Things that were true back in the early 1900s, yeah, because they were dealing with a generation of women that were strictly in survival mode. Today's women are not opting for survival mode for nobody, not even for themselves. They're focused. That's the reason why women live so much longer than us now. They're focusing on their wellness. You think that ain't going to translate into a relationship? It will. And so therefore now you have to step up your game as a man and make sure you're not a downgrade from her singleness. No woman today who loves herself is going to be with a man who can't upgrade her singleness. If she had higher quality of life, if she had more traveling experiences, if she was learning more, doing more, pursuing more, believing in more for herself while she was single, then when she was with you, brother, you're out of there. And it ain't because you know she just think you a bad person, you whatever, but you're not adding value to her life. I don't know another way to say it. That's what you're in competition with. A lot of men, we think, oh man, we're in competition with the dude that got the car and that got the house and the money. And no, brother, you in competition with how good that woman was living whenever she wasn't with you. Can I keep it real with y'all? Now, them young girls, they might make you compete with another man. Absolutely. They might just be looking for the next guy. I'm not saying this applies to all women. I'm always trying to be contextual. I'm talking about the women who are typically overqualified for the options that they're receiving on the dating scene. Those women who have worked on themselves. I always say this, but I want to be very specific because what I'm saying now ain't for everybody. What I'm saying pertains to the woman who is managing access to herself, and instead she's getting talked to like she's bitter and she's broken and she's hateful and ready to abandon a man. No. She just loves herself too much to keep tolerating subpar experiences in her relationships. So that particular woman is looking at, how do you compete with my singleness? If that woman get up every day, and again, this is why I teach these things in a selfish season challenge, to not just upgrade your single life, but to position you for a man who's not only going to meet you where you at, but take you higher than where you at in your single life. But if that woman knows in her singleness, hey, I get up every day and I establish my energy. From meditation to prayer time to just loving on myself in the mirror, the affirmations that I speak to myself, I get up every day and that's what starts my day. This man likes to start my day with nonsense, insecurities, accusations. He needs to take from me, do this for me, do that for me. But he ain't giving me, he ain't filling up my cup. Out of there. That woman in her singleness knows throughout the day things intrigue her. She's excited about things, or she's curious about things, but she's laying up next to a man who shuts her down, makes her like try to ridicule her for being intrigued with these things. Instead of him saying, I have something I can offer you to get you closer to that thing, or to help you explore that thing, or teach you about that thing. Instead of that kind of guy, she knows she's with a guy who's always going to try to make her feel weird or uncomfortable, or like she thinks she's better than him because she's bringing up these ideas she kind of wants to test out and see more about. She going to leave you. You are downgrading her experience from whenever she was single. If in her singleness, let's get all the way real. I know it's middle of the day. Let's get all the way real. If in her singleness, she can make herself come much faster than you can, and you a whole nother person, if in her singleness, she could have her intimate time with herself, or if she wanted to, and I'm not a big fan of this, but if she wanted to, she could at least call up somebody who can get the job done. But with you taking up space and you just want to get yours and then go to sleep, y'all gonna leave me hanging on this part. That's fine. I'll say it for you, sis. That woman got needs and desires. Y'all be thinking, oh, she loved me so much, she ain't tripping on getting her orgasm. All right. She may give you a pass. A good woman will give you grace, and you misinterpret that as that you so lit that she ain't got these neat brothers. She's still a woman. Because I guarantee you, oh man, I didn't expect to get this raw today. Usually I just do this for those in my inner circle. But that woman before you came along, she's probably experienced what her body is capable of with a man who's doing his job. Can I get real with y'all for a second? And I'm talking from married or not, whatever. I'm nobody. I'm not telling you how to live your life. I'm not here to Bible thump or moral, ethic, whatever. I'm just gonna give you the real. That woman knows what her body is capable of for a man who handles her correctly. And even if you don't do that at first, if she loves you, she cares about you, she'll guide you towards that. Problem is, a lot of us so egotistical and insecure and so fragile in our ego that we don't want to hear when a woman is trying to teach us how to keep her happy on any level. But I'm talking about the bedroom right now. I'm keeping it all the way real. Y'all let me know in the comments if I'm tripping. But a lot of times, and this is what a lot of women, even in the selfish season challenge, because in the course of the challenge and even afterwards, at some point, you're going to start having some prospects that are worth a damn. But if you're so used to guys who are so insecure, you may still have those fears lingering of offending him or something like that. And so they always come to me and say, well, D, how do I bring this to a man? How to please? Let me give my sister something out there real quick. When a man truly loves you, cares about you, has the right heart posture, any guidance that you can give him on how to further please you or make you happy or satisfy you is going to be a win. It's a privilege. It's something that he's looking forward to. It's something that he'll appreciate. You're not going to offend him unless you're coupling it with insults and negative energy. But if you're just saying, hey, babe, like, I like when you do this, do more of it. Or this right here, that's not really my thing. So if we could try something else, if you come to him, and this is what I give those in the selfish season challenge, like it just depends on what the question is. But some of y'all are so used to dealing with guys at the moment you say, hey, baby, I need you to do this. You can't be pleased. Oh, you want too much. Oh, this. And so y'all be thinking when you get with this woman and she's quiet about the subpar experience in the bedroom, that you good, you're not good. And they leave you with a smile on their face because they couldn't wait to get away from that bottom tier penis. It was probably all in, man, look. Fuck it, I'm gonna be the bad guy today. Y'all share this so I can say what y'all don't necessarily have to say. Okay. A lot of y'all be slinging this bottom tier penis, on top of that be impoverished. Make it make sense. And then surprised when that woman leaves you. Boy, she be skipping out of that thing. She just need a little time to heal the emotional part because she got connected to your personality and who you could be, and she had invested a lot into you. But these women that be leaving y'all that bottom tier in the bedroom, you can't help her with nothing when it comes to finances because you think that makes you a trick and that makes her a gold digger. Boy, she be skipping back to the street. She be skipping. She'd be ready to go. At least she could have access to somebody who can do something right. Y'all want to get in there, be mediocre all across the board, and then be flabbergasted when this woman leaves you, brother. What we talk about them having unrealistic expectations? Who got unrealistic expectations? Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me. Y'all expect a man to protect and provide, right? Let's go. Let's compare. Protect and provide. That's what y'all saying. That's what I understand y'all to say. And not just provide and protect on a financial basis or a physical basis, but provide emotional security, safety, communication, transparency. Try to have some level of growth about ourselves without you having to tell us everything. That's what y'all expecting. Am I right when I say that? Okay, cool. I think I am. I am. All right, good. Now let's compare it to men. We expect y'all to get up in there and have your cervix untouched, your orgasms unexperienced, your back unblown out every single night, get up every day, split the bills 50-50, go to work at a job every single day, come home tired and still have to do all the housework, cleaning, everything else, and be expected to look sexy while you do it, from what you wear to your energy. If you got kids, you got to do all of that as well. Okay, this is our expectations of y'all. And then get scrutinized, insulted, or guilt tripped if you do ask for help around the house or additional financial help for something that you might just like, that you probably was doing whenever you were single, by the way, at some point, or you had somebody doing for you one way or the other. Okay. And we expect y'all to do all of that and then stay with us no matter how emotionally unsafe that you feel, amongst all the other things that I just mentioned. Stressed out, stretched in, overworked, burnt out, unsatisfied in the bedroom, horny, frustrated. He's sleeping like a baby every night. You just getting started and he can't do nothing but leave you to your fingers or that rose to finish the job. You could have did that while you were single. You was paying your own bills by yourself, handling all the ups and downs of financial hardship, and when they came by yourself when you were single. And what I'm here to tell my brothers out there today is if you are under that notion, you the one with the unrealistic expectation, that woman is going to leave you, because modern day women are more afraid of that reality being the rest of their life than they are of being without you, the man who's creating that as their reality. Modern day women are not afraid of being single, brother. A modern woman will love you. She could give you an opportunity and in that process fall in love or give you love. And she'll take that love that she has for herself, boom, cause it to close the lid on the love that she was giving to you, and then walk up out of that door and at least go get a good orgasm here and there. But I'm your big brother. I'm just trying to help you out. If you felt like I was speaking facts, make these facts louder by sharing them on your page right now. And if you have not yet, ladies, do not miss out on this Selfish Season Challenge. I only do this 2 to 3 times a year. If you want to exude the energy that's going to attract a man who's equally yoked with you, join the Selfish Season Challenge. It's down at the in the comments, in the caption, wherever you see the link that says join the Selfish Season Challenge, click that link. Click that link, join me. You'll get access to my modules. You'll get access to my new unreleased book to the public, From Heartache to Happiness, the Big Brother advice you never knew you needed. I know you can't see it because it's blurry. You'll get access to that. Nobody else has access to this, by the way. This comes with the Selfish Season Challenge. It's not available on Amazon. It won't be for another 6 to 8 months. But if you want that and you want access to my live chats where I go much more in depth than I do here, click the link. Join the Selfish Season Challenge, also in the caption. I'll holler at y'all later. Y'all be good. Peace.